Hey, that was just a joke. Well, hi guys, it's me, Connor. Hold on, guys. I need to get up from bed. And guys, I can't show my face because my iPad. If I turn my iPad, I can't see the screen. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm gonna be doing last episode on Thomas and Friends and Teletubbies today. And you guys already know what it is because I told you about that in the first part, so I'll be telling you about this time. So I'm going to be telling you that again, but only this time it's going to be different stories. They're not going to be the same, they're just going to be different. Alright, so, and I might do the Teletubbies first at some point, but for right now I'm starting the Thomas and Friends off first because I just kind of like Thomas and Friends and I always do it first. But for right now I'm just going to be starting with the Thomas and Friends. So let's just start with the Thomas and Friends now. So it all started when Thomas was going down his branch line with Annie Clarabelle, and he was chuffing along when he saw a bumpy track. He applied his brakes, but they didn't work. He bounced over them and then fell down a hill. And then this is things where it got creepier. Thomas actually ended up dying because he tumbled down a hill and denting and his paint was all scratched up. Well, yeah, that's about it. What happened to Thomas? And pretty soon after, Percy was going by on the opposite track that was next to the bumpy track. But as he was looking but then he saw Thomas's dead body. Percy began to cry. Percy then uncoupled from his mail cars and went to go tell the engines what happened. So what Percy told them was, he said that Thomas had died. All the other engines were shocked. And James asked what happened, and Percy said he died on a bumpy track. The engines became more and more horrified. But then they could hear Thomas's whistle, but they all thought it was strange because Thomas was dead and there was no way he could have actually survived that. Thomas did come, but his eyes were completely red. He came over to the engines, and he went up behind Percy and stabbed him in the coal bunker. And Percy died. And then he done it to the other engines. He cut Edward in half, causing him to die. He cut Henry's face off. He punched Gordon really hard in the face with a hand that came out of him. He cut off James's his eyes and mouth, and then he died. He cut Toby's face off, and stabbed all of his wooden parts off. And then Emily, he stabbed her in the boiler and caused her to die. And then Thomas said to the viewer, "You will be next," and he just threw a knife at the screen, and it just ended. In the credits, Thomas was shown. He wasn't saying anything. He was just still. He wasn't moving. But after the credits were over, Thomas went up to the screen a gun shooter came out of Thomas's roof and shot the screen. So that's the end of the Thomas and Friends Lost episode. Now the final and second one is Teletubbies. So it started with their intro, but except their theme song was dark. It was still the same, but the words were demonic and sounded creepy. And the Teletubbies were normal, and so did the baby son. But the screen was also starting to turn dark and gray. But then after the intro, the actual episode of the Teletubbies started. So it all started like when the Teletubbies were waking up. They were eating tubby custard, but as they all ate it, they all started to feel a little sick. Nunu wasn't sure what was going on because he had came over and he noticed. The Teletubbies were feeling sicker, and Nunu felt that the tubby custard they ate may have been poisonous, and it could make them scary and evil. I mean, not evil, scary. I meant that it would actually make them a little sick, and they would. Oh, but then this is what happened after they ate it. Then this is where things start to get dark and scary. Then something came out of all of the Teletubbies' eyes. It all went for Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala, and Po. Scary things started to appear in their eyes. A lot of scary stuff was there, and it was showing through their eyes. And so they were looking scary. And then they actually started to turn evil. Then they turned evil. Oh. They turned Nunu evil, and then he was evil too. They went out dumb. They found a hammer. They brought it inside. They actually ended up killing the Teletubbies. I mean, not the Teletubbies, the Titlitubbies. And they died. And they were dead. But they didn't turn evil. They were just dead. And they were staying there. Then they went out, and then it just ended. And then this is what happened. In the credits, it showed creepy and scary words. And all the words were scary, and they were also cracked. And then the credits ended. And then it ended there. Well, yeah, guys, that's basically it. And guys, next time I do this, it's not going to be on Thomas and Friends and Teletubbies. Well, actually, it is going to be them, but instead of telling you lost episodes about them, I'm just going to be telling you the story about it. Well, about the Thomas and Friends. Well, it's Thomas the Slender and Teletubbies. Well, it's Slendy-Tubbies. Well, yes, well, that's it. So, yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, guys. Bye, later.